race Runaways, 4 guys traveling around the world with motorcycles. We are now in the coast of Indian Ocean in Inosoro in Mozambique. Today we talk about the communication radios that we use when we are traveling in a group. And last time in Patagonia we had those old-fashioned basic PMR radios, and of course their functionality is not so good. You have to have the tongue and press that every time you talk, and it's only one way. So this trip we got the Scala Riders Packtalk radios, and these are actually super good gadgets. A lot of features. I'm not going to go into details, but focus on the basic things that we found useful. First of all, the main thing is that these are very fast. Immediately when you talk, everybody can hear it, and you can have two-way talk with all the group. So it's basically like you would be in the same room. All the 4 of us could talk to each others. And that's also a security thing, because when the first rider, for example, sees something and warns others, they will hear it immediately. That's, I think, the number one thing. The second thing is that you can connect this with your telephone, with the application. You can have normal calls, which work very well. It has a radio app also. You can scan the local radios, and of course you can play your favorite playlist music. How this works? You actually, when you have made a group in the app, and you put these gadgets on, it automatically connects with all the group members. So that was very useful, and which we saw at the first day already. Battery life is quite good. If you load it fully up, I think our longest riding day was like 11-12 hours, and it lasted very well. Of course it affects if you listen music all the time. We use those external power packs also, so that we could charge if we hadn't been able to charge it during the night. The technology here in Packtalks is so-called mesh technology, and it means that all these radios not only transmits to one gadget, but all the gadgets receive the signal and also transfers it further, and it lengthens the lineup of different riders. For example, if there's riders between 500 meters, it can be up to 2 kilometers the distance. We noticed practically that if you have a visual sight with each rider, or between 2 riders, it can be up to 1 or 2 kilometers. But because it's Bluetooth technology, if there's even some kind of obstacle, hill or forest or so on, it's about a few hundred meters depending on the terrain. But in our use it worked very, very well, and for example in cities it worked super good. But I would say that overall feeling with using these gadgets, they are very easy to use. You don't even notice that you are using some kind of radio technology because it's so easy. It comes of course with the microphone and external speakers. I use these, but a lot of other boys are using just separate headsets. So of course these are very good for reducing the background noise also. But also with these Cardo's own speakers, you can listen very well the music up to 120 kilometers per hour, and also the talk is very clear. So our feeling is that this is very good radio, and we will definitely use this in our future adventures also.
10th driving day, we drove around 390 kilometers from Inhassoro to this wonderful beach resort of Praia de Tofo. With extra time in our hands, we did some reviews of the gear we had. And sandy conditions even inspired us to make some educational videos.
Hello, Runaways here, 4 guys traveling around the world. Today we are actually going through how to drive in different terrains, and this time in sand. Especially in Africa you can see a lot of sand and sand roads and so on. So we are going through few ways how to do it, the bad way and the right way. So first of all, you get problems if you drive too slow. So here is Juha showing what happens when you drive too slow in sand without using enough throttle. Like you can see, the front is wobbling and also the rear wheel is spinning too much. Although this road has so much loose sand, you can easily see that it's wobbling a little bit. So the best way to avoid difficult situation on sand is to use more throttle. So here's Juha showing when he's driving sitting and giving more throttle.
What happens when you put more throttle into the bike?
Actually, you don't have so much weight on the front wheel. That's number one. The third way and the best way is to actually stand on the foot pegs, because actually then you are lowering the central weight point of the whole combination of the bike and driver. Because when you are sitting, the most of your weight is actually on the bench. So when you are standing, the most of the weight are on the foot pegs. So it makes the managing of the bike easier. Here's Juha showing how it's done.
And the last take is Manu showing you how not to ride on sand.
Too hard.
We have some audience as well, laughing for Manu. So the last advice for driving in the soft sand is to avoid it. Mikko will show us how.
Ei paha.